test, certificate number X,
Number
Y,
X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you go ahead, yes, he's fair with the score of this.
And that's what the testing administrator will be doing also, part of his or her responsibility.
Right.
That's what we'll be doing, confirming people who have written tests, passed or failed, confirming them. So we also have the SIM monitor here, DG.
Right.
So the schedules will be here. DG is writing his tests. All those writing all their names will be here. So we know the time they're finishing and think, everything's showing there. When you are done, you set of people.
Yeah. And when you're done, you don't have to say, I'm looking for the guy who failed me or this or that.
No.
Except you look in the computer.
Go to your email.
And you go to
and
your
see
email,
your
results is there.
Yeah.
And if you decide just to be a happy camper, boom, you can print out the certificate for them.
Yes.
Because the
certificate now.
Will the certificate be in color or just black?
Certificate will be in color, yes. Yes. Signed by the Director General. At least for now, I'm the Director General.
Yes,
so
we will be there for a long time. I can assure you.
Signed by me, and then signed by the head of the Employment Services Division of CSA. So
let me ask you this. This has never happened in the history of our country.
Hasn't. This is the first
this sort of modernization in terms of the civil service agency. Let's be clear about that. I don't think there will be any argument. I'm looking at the cameras, I'm looking at the testing room. This is the second one, we're not only the third one yet.
Went to the third one.
But let me ask you this. How was this financed? The conceptualization of this was your idea. Everything we give you the credit, you and your team. But people will be asking, how did they get it? Because that's the question. We all know what happens. How did they get it?
That's the certificate.
Okay, statement of
It's
results.
automated.
So we're gonna just print out this for the media and give them stuff, right? Okay. So how did you get to this? I mean, people will be asking. There are lots of people say, but then how? Where's the money coming from?
And I'm glad, DG, you brought that up because I always, share the joke, but it's a fight with you guys. That I'm the only government official in this fiscal year who was not giving budget hearing by the House. I never had budget hearing.
Me too.
You never. Then we are on the same bench.
We're on the same bench.
Yes.
Me
So
but next year, based on our performance, I assured you, Senator Delon has told me, the House Standing Committee told me that we're going, they're going to make me appear.
Right. So we did not get the kind of money that we need to run the CSA. People think that we're performing miracles a lot. You just settled that indirectly. Yeah. It looks like a miracle because this requires huge financing.
Right.
Yeah. So what we did, we went through all the established procurement processes, everything with the PPCC, and then once we got the approvals, then we talked to vendors randomly to see which one of them will pre-finance this. The government is going to pay for this. Nobody says no to this kind of investment. Yeah. So the government is going to pay for this. When the president comes and openly, I'm sharing a joke. Let me release my secret now. Then I'm going to say, Mr. President, here's the bill. Mr. President, here's the bill. Here's the bill. But let me tell you something. The most important part of it is this. People were saying, even many of my colleagues doubted that any institution would have accepted to pre-finance this entire thing.
No.
Well, yes. But credibility counts a whole lot. And the institution that agreed, the business institution that agreed to pre-finance this thing said, I only want to see the Director General. Sometimes we joke about it here. And they said, yes, we like his work, he's doing this in this country. And I just said, yeah. And the guy said that's all he wanted because the credibility was already established from the way we are proceeding. The CSA, integrity, transparency, accountability. Yes, so people will refer to it as credit worthiness. So basically that's it. That's how this thing is financed.
But this is, I'm sure the Liberian people will be shocked, and that is why, as Director General of the Liberian Broadcasting System, I've got no regrets to have this on television right now for the country to see. And as long as we're on multi-TV, airing in 54 countries on multi-TV, people in Gambia, Senegal, they're watching this now. And we are on SATCOM, channel 1 on SATCOM. Anybody with SATCOM can see this right now. So we're not blowing our trumpet. We're saying that these are the kinds of things we'll show. If you have it at your place, you've made progress like this, call us. We'll put our jacket on and we'll come and show it to the Liberian people. So we'll go in
the last room now, room number 3. Trokan, you don't want to sit in any of the cubicles? Right? Yeah. Sorry.
There's some testing coming up.
Yes.
A test called journalist or journalist?
Yes. Somebody pressing one of the bells. So you see here?
this is legal.
DG, welcome. We're coming this way, DG, here we are.
I am thinking that when it becomes so tough, we're going to have to, because in my opinion, for a third world country like this, two persons can do a test, one's is engineering. Yes. But I know you
where I did my driver's license test, DG,
right,
in the US, this was divided into two.
Exactly.
Very turning. I just sat there on the computer. You did the same.
I did the same.
I just sat there on the computer writing my test. I mean, it squeezed up another person sitting by me and doing their test. But
and you don't do the same test.
No,
you
you don't do
the
it.
same driver test,
yes,
but the system generates the questions separately.
Yeah, it's the same.
And so you have 50 questions to click on the right answer. So two persons in the future might be seated here.
Right. So you see here, this is so comfortable. This is so comfortable.
1 hour 30 minutes.
1 hour 30 minutes. Very comfortable. And your name is there on the screen.
Of course.
You're taking your test. Your name is there. The moment you are done and time out, your name is gone.
Gone.
We'll bring in on a set of new names, people who vote. And I didn't mention this. You can vote for your tests from anywhere online.
Online.
You vote for your test.
So it's digital also.
It's digital. It's going to be on our website. The link will be there. Then you can come in person
to do the test.
To vote your tests also. You can come here and do your
everything. You can register online. Do everything
get
online.
Your confirmation.
You only come in.
You only come here.
My name is John Peters.
Oh yeah.
This is my confirmation.
In fact, you come with your confirmation. Yeah.
And
then based on your confirmation number, we'll send you to the appropriate room because you are already booked for a particular cubicle. Yeah.
And I'm going to ask this question, and I'm sure all of you here are journalists. Something came to mind. I have to ask you a question. Are you worried about the influx? Here is why. Let me lay the premise for my question. When the immigration, the LRS under Steve Zago said they were recruiting, you know the story. And they wanted 500, and we saw 6,000 people. That's how desperate people are for jobs in this country. Now, if you look at the amount of students graduating from colleges and universities today in this country, knowing that they are looking for a job and all they need is a certificate to validate that they are accountants, academicians, and what have you. Are you worried that when you launch this thing on day one, about 15,000 people will storm the internet trying to prove that I am an accountant or I am a qualified doctor without a job? Are you worried about the influence?
I'm concerned. I'm concerned, and the CSA is concerned. And the way we want to do it is to let Mr. President come and see what we have. Right. And tell Mr. President, this is not our home, the testing center's home.
Yeah.
Mr. President, we need a place independent of the CSA's headquarters.
Right.
Where we can call the National Civil Service Testing Center of Liberia. Okay. Where we can have 100 people, 150 people taking the test at the same time. That environment is just a national testing environment, befitting a national testing environment. But we have to get started. Right. We have to get started. That's why we have this set up in our own building. For now, once the president launches it, we will have to have further conversation. They will run it for some time and see the influx, see the number of people expressing concern. But the good thing is that people who don't have high school certificates or diploma will not apply. Right. People who have high school certificates or diploma will not apply. Right. And that's good. If you look at the stats that we just worked on, I told you the ESRP, right, you will see if you take 10,000 plus and 6,000 plus, that's almost 17,000 people who not even supposed to be talking about taking tests, least to mention to be serving in critical positions within the civil service. People don't dump such people in the civil service in other countries. If you see the skyscrapers, you know what I'm talking about. If you see the road networks, you see, look, institutional development. It is done by civil servants in those countries. So the civil service in those countries is a service of professional people, engineers, architects, talking about professionals, doctors, talking about just different categories of health workers, health practitioners, talking about teachers, school administrators, educationalists. Those are the people who build a nation. And then if you treat your own civil service the way it's been treated over the last 6 years, they just dump oil, dump the Kalahari in the system. It's so bad. So what we have is a reflection of the kind of civil service we have. And we got to move fast to reform this thing and change the situation. So we bring professionals on board and they start to change the outlook of our country, start to change our economic situation, because we're trying to make the civil service less attractive to people who are not qualified for it.
Right.
We want to make it attractive to people who are qualified for it.
It doesn't mean that people will not work like janitors.
Oh, they will work. In fact, those are non-testable positions.
Exactly.
Those are non-testable positions.
But
we need
the
those
actual professional positions must be occupied by professionals.
You want to be a director. In the civil service director, you got to be tested.
Of course.
You got to be tested. You want to be deputy director, you got to be a supervisor, you got to be a manager, you got to be tested. We have to test your ability to know. That's the first thing before you can even go out to apply for that job. And you can properly apply for the job because you passed the test.
Because you passed the
You've been tested, you know. So, Joe?
First of all, let me be the first to wrap up.
I don't know if people want to say something.
Let's
go.
Let me say to you, we are thrilled. And I did not expect this. I was here about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yes, correct.
In these empty areas, and I said, when you've made progress, call us.
Today.
The level of progress and what we've seen.
And that's 3 weeks.
3 weeks. It's astronomical.
3 weeks ago.
And I'm sure that people are happy.
I hope so.
I'm sure there's celebration going on
I hope so.
for many young people that are ready. Thank you very much.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you. Okay. All right.
So, folks, when you have reformists call you to such an occasion, as a media practitioner myself, it's very obvious that there are no questions to ask. That doesn't mean that trying to press you, but we can tell you that you've seen it, you've heard it, but wait for the next.
The work is just for you. The president is coming. He's coming to open the official.
Give your questions.
Yeah. So,
I want to say thank you for coming, and we hope to see you in a few days' time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Director General from LBS. You're always with us.
Thank you.
Honorable DG.
Yeah, the DG will come from our office. Okay. You can take your team. So, guys, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yes.
So, folks, you just listened to the Director General for the Civil Servant Agency, and you also listened to the Director General for the Liberia Broadcasting System, Honorable Eugene Fahngon. So, folks, wherever you found this broadcast, if you were following, you noticed that the Civil Servant Agency just launched or testing center here. So in order to become a civil servant, you need to take the test and you be a qualified and professional person before you can earn your certificates. So this initiative has already been set up and put in place. So weeks from now, the official program will be launched, and His Excellency President Joseph Yamabwaika will be here to do the opening of this event.
Okay, thank you, Tricon. Yeah, so there's a cost attached to the test. We're charging US $10 for its national equivalent. Now, there's a rationale for charging a cost. Now, to set up the center, there's a one-off cost. But to sustain the center, there are attending costs. You have electricity in case the power the national grid is off, you have to run a side generator. You have equipment here sometimes, some get damaged, they need replacement. And of course, ongoing operational costs. Another incentive for charging your costs is that people will not use the service. So you only come and get tested when you genuinely want to do the test. But when it's just open to anyone, you will find out the influx that the DGs were saying will be unimaginable, and at some point unmanageable as well. So we're doing that to disincentivize those who just want to misuse the service, and also those who actually do pay for the service can get a better service, improved service consistently. So that's why that fee is charged. $10 or $800 equivalents.
Thank you.
All right, folks, so we'd like to call it a wrap up. Thank you so much wherever you watch us from. So just to, reiterate on what was said here, the Director General for the Saver 7 Agency, Honorable Josiah Jokai Long, has put in place a texting censor for the Saver 7, those that want to, earn the certificates to form part of the Saver 7. So this is the room, this is the tier room. Actually, we have been to the first room, we have been to the second, and this is the tier. So it will be a smooth environmental workplace for everyone that want to obtain the certificate to come here and do your test professionally. So thank you so kindly wherever you join us from. My name is Yasa Suba. I've been here providing this live coverage.